Once long ago in a land far away, there lived a little character who ran through maze looking for trees to nourish them and make them happy. Two were mice named Sniff and Scurry, and two were little people, beings who were as small as mice, but who looked and acted, but who looked and acted a lot like people today. Their names were Hem and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easy not to notice what the four of them are doing. But if you looked close enough, you could discover the most amazing things. Every day, the mice and the little people spent time in the maze looking for their own special trees. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, possessing only a simple little brain but good instincts, searched for the hard, nibbling trees they liked, as mice often do. The two other people, Ham and Haw, used their brains, filled their make-believes, to search for the leaves for a very different kind of seed, kind of trees with a capital C. With their deliver would make them feel happy and successful. As different as the mice and little people, what they shared something in common. Every morning they each put on their jogging suits and running shoes, left their little home and raced out into the maze looking for their favorite cheese. The maze of labyrinth, corridors and chambers, some containing delicious cheese, but there were also dark corners and blind alleys leading nowhere. It was an easy place for anyone to get lost. Forever, for those who found their way, the maze held secrets that let them enjoy a better life. The mice, Sniff and Scurry used the simple but inefficient trial and error method of finding trees. They remembered the currents and hid no trees and carefully empty areas. Sniff would smell the general direction of trees using his great nose, and Scurry would raise a hand, take a rose, as you might expect, went off in the wrong direction and often bumped into the walls. However, the two little people, Ham and Haw, had very complex brains which lived emotion and made life a maze more complicated and challenging. They realized also a sophisticated method of finding trees that depended on their ability to think alone from their past experience, over their ability were sometimes clouded by the way they looked at things. Eventually in their one way, they all discovered what they were looking for. They each found their own kind of cheese one day at the end of one of the corridors in Tube Station C. Every month after that, the mice and little people dressed in their running gear and head over to Tube Station C. It wasn't so long before they each experienced their own routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to wake early every day and race through the maze, always following the same route. When they arrived at their destination, the mice took off their running shoes and tied them together and hung them around their necks so they could get to them quickly whenever they needed them again. Then they enjoyed the trees. In the beginning, Ham and Haw also raced toward Tube Station C every morning to enjoy tasting new morsels that awaited them. But after a while, a different routine set in for the little people. Ham and Haw awoke each day a little later, dressed a little slower, and walked to cheese station C. After all, they knew what the cheese was now and how to get there. They had no idea where the cheese came from or put it there. They just assumed it'd be there. As soon as Ham and Haw arrived at cheese station C each morning, they sat there and made themselves at home. They hung up their jogging suit, put away their running shoes, and put on their slippers. They will become very comfortable now that they found the cheese. This is great, Ham said. There's enough cheese here to last us forever. The little people felt happy and successful and thought they were not scared. It wasn't long before Ham and Haw got the cheese they found at cheese station C as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese that they eventually moved their home to be close to it and built a social life around it to make themselves feel more at home. Ham and Haw directed the wall with sand and even drew pictures of trees around them, which them to smile. One read, "Having cheese makes you happy." Sometimes having Haw with their friends find to see the fried cheese station C and point to the pride, saying, "Pretty nice cheese, huh?" Sometimes they shared with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We reasonably worked long hard to find it." He picked up the nice fresh piece and ate it. Afterward, Ham fell asleep, as he often did. Every night the little people would brought home full of cheese, and every morning they were confident to return to the farm. They went on for quite some time. After a while, Ham and Haw confidence grew into the arrogant success. Soon they became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Snip and Scurry continued their routine. They arrived early each morning, and Snip and Scurry around cheese station C, inspecting the area to see if there had been any change from the day before. Then they would sit down to report on the cheese. One morning they arrived at cheese station C and discovered there was no cheese. They were surprised, since Snip and Scurry had noticed the supply for cheese had been getting smaller every day. They were prepared for whenever new instinctively what to do. They looked at each other, removed the running shoes they had tied together and hung conveniently around their necks, put them on their feet, and laced them up. The mice did not overanalyze things. To the mice, the problem and the answer were both simple. The situation at cheese station C had changed, so Snip and Scurry decided to change. They both looked at the maze. Then Snip looked at his nose, Snip, and nodded at Scurry, who took off running through the maze, where Snip followed this fast could. They were quickly off in search of the new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and Haw arrived at cheese station C. They had not been paying attention to the small changes that happened to take place each day, so they took for granted their cheese would be there. They were unprepared for what they found. "What? No cheese?" Ham yelled. He continued to yell, "No cheese? No cheese?" As though if you shouted loud enough, someone would pull back. "Who moved my cheese?" he hollered. Finally, he put his hands on hips, his face turned red, and he screamed at the top of his voice. "That's not fair." Haw just shook his head in disbelief. He too had come to find the trees at Station C. He stood there for a long time, frozen in shock. He was just not ready for this. Ham was yelling something, but Hoa didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to deal with her facing. So he just tuned everything out. The little people behaved not very attractive, productive, but it was understandable. Finding cheese wasn't easy, and it meant creating more improved people just having enough, not something every day. Finding cheese was a little people way getting what they thought needed to be happy. They had their own idea of what cheese meant to them, depending on their taste. For some, finding cheese was having material things, but rather enjoying good health with developing a spiritual sense of well-being. For Hoa, cheese just meant feeling safe, having a loving family someday, and living in a cozy house in sheltered lane. To him, cheese was becoming a big cheese in charge of others, and owning big house atop Camembert Hill. Because it is important to them, the people spent a long time trying to decide what to do. All day I think I would keep looking around Cheese Station C to see if the tree was really gone. While Sniff and Scullery had quickly moved on, Ham and Hoa continued to Ham and Hoa. Hoa started to get depressed. What would happen if the tree wasn't there tomorrow? He had made a future plan based on this news. The little people couldn't believe it. How could this happen? No one had warned them. It wasn't right. It was not the way things were supposed to be. Ham and Hoa went home at night, hungry and discouraged. But before they left, Hoa wrote on the wall, "The more important your cheese is to you, the more you want to hold on." The next day, Ham and Hoa left their home and returned to Station C again, where they still expected somehow to find their cheese. The situation hadn't changed. The cheese was no longer there. The little people didn't know what to do. Ham and Hoa just stood there immobilized like two statues. Hoa shut his eyes until he could put his hands over his ears. He just wanted to black everything out. He didn't want to know the cheese supply had gradually been getting smaller. He believed it didn't move. All of a sudden, Ham analyzed the situation over and over, and eventually his complicated brain, with his huge belief system, took hold. "Why did they do this to me?" he demanded. "What's really going on here?" Finally, Hoa opened his eyes, looked around, and said, "By the way, where are Sniff and Scullery? Do you think they know something we don't?" Ham scowled. "What are they now?" Ham continued. "They're just simple mice. They will respond to what happened. You're little people. You're special. You should be able to figure this out." "I know we're smarter," Hoa said, "but we don't be acting smart at the moment. Things are changing around here, Ham. Maybe we need to change. Do things differently." "Why should we change?" Ham asked. "We are little people. We are special. These sort of things will not happen to us. We are adults. We should at least get some benefit." "Why should we get benefit?" Hoa asked. "Because you're entitled," Ham claimed. "Entitled to what?" Hoa wanted to know. "We're entitled to our tree." "Why?" Hoa asked. "Because we didn't cause this problem," Ham said. "Someone else did this and you should get something out of it," Hoa suggested. "Maybe we should stop analyzing the situation so much and just keep going."